Greetings and welcome to the 31st Annual Historic Calgary Week. My name is Walter Boney. Our scheduled speaker today was Peter Wong, but unfortunately, Peter cannot be with us today. In his place, Marcus Cheung will present this interesting historical perspective. Since Marcus was a last-minute substitute for Peter, he is not intimately familiar with all the background history and may not be able to answer all your questions. However, it will be a very interesting presentation. Marcus, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm Marcus. So today I'm the presenter for the Chinese culture. So today our topic is Chinese culture and Chinatown tour. So for the first one, the symbolic building in Chinatown should be the Calgary Chinese Cultural Center. So it was built in 1992, and in 1982, the government had a discussion about redevelopment of Chinatown. So the suggestion was reduced by 40%. And the Chinese didn't want this happen. So therefore, the Chinese community and the city of planning decide to build a unique Chinese identity in Chinatown. So therefore, the Calgary Chinese Cultural Center was made, and it was finished in 1992. So you can see that the top was like the Temple of Heaven in China. So we are going to the inside of the Chinese Cultural Center. So you can see there will be 4 pillars. So does anyone know what is it represent? So the 4 pillars represent 4 seasons. So the spring, summer, fall, and winter. So, and after that, you can see what 2 creatures can you find on the ceiling. So there will be different kind of creatures, and there are the dragon and the phoenix. So the total is 561 dragons and 40 phoenix on the ceiling. So I think the dragon maybe means the king, and the phoenix will mean the queen, and they also means good luck. So for the next one, so right now this one is our Chinatown. So this is the Chinatown nowadays, and Chinatown is the area from 4th Avenue South to Riverfront Avenue, and also includes a part of the Prince Islands Park. So also you can see some special lamppost and the signs only in Chinatown. You can see those in another area. So right now we have so I will ask the question. So how many Chinatown have we had before in Calgary? So maybe you can answer in the chat room. And so the answer will be 2 Chinatown before in Calgary. So for the first one, the first Chinatown is in 1888 to 1892. So in 1886, Canadian Pacific Railway was complete, and few Chinese men came and settled at Calgary Stephen Avenue. So it's right here. So right now it's between 7th, 8th Avenue. So this Chinatown didn't get much attention from local society until an outbreak of smallpox. So in 1892, a young Chinese man returned from Vancouver to Calgary, and he was infected the disease. Unfortunately, he spread the disease to local people and few people died. So the local people were very angry and complained about Chinese bringing the disease to Calgary. So after that, few hundred people start to gather at Chinatown and smash the door, the windows of laundries. And after that, the Northwest Mount Police, so right now is I think it's RCMP, and step in and protect the Chinatown. But however, the whole Chinatown was destroyed by the local people. So the Chinese have to move to another place. So there will become the second Chinatown. So for the second Chinatown, it was 1892 to 1910. So after the riot, some Chinese left, and the rest of Chinese people start to gather and build the second Chinatown as 10th Avenue. So it is right here. So they were running the business such as restaurant, laundry, convenience store, and grocery, etc. So until 1910, the Canadian Northern Railway announced that they were going to build an extension route to Calgary. So it was this one, and a railway station as well as a hotel. So the land price went up right away. So, and the landlord kicked out the Chinese and sold the land to a railway company on a high price. Then, so after this one, this made the Chinese realize that they have to own their properties. So they have to move to another place and to build up another Chinatown. So therefore, the third Chinatown appeared, and it was 1910 to right now. And so the third Chinatown will be right here. And after that, so this one is the Canton Block. It was the oldest building in Chinatown. So it was built in 1910. And this is the first building in the first Chinatown. So they were moved around because of the development. So there will be 7 businessmen want to build a permanent Chinatown. So they bought a piece of land to build the Canton Block. So right now so this one is the past Canton Block, and you will expand it to right now this one. And the Chinese settle down right here and try to expand the Chinatown. So there will be the Chinatown nowadays, so expand to the park and also to the 4th Avenue. Yeah, so those are the history of the Chinatown for the 3 Chinatown. So right now we are talking about the church in Chinatown. So this one is the oldest church in Chinatown, and it called Chinese United Church. So it was built in 1901 and 1963. So I think this one is maybe built first, and after that build another building here. Yeah. So it was the oldest church in Chinatown. In old days, Chinese was not welcome by the main society except the church. So they start together and build the first Chinese hockey team and the gymnastic team. So right now, the the church still has the Sunday service. So if you are interested, so you can maybe go to this church to have the service. So after that, so right now we are going to move the topic to the murals in Chinatown. So there will be a lot of murals in Chinatown, different area. So you can see maybe some in the Canton Block, the top, on the wall, and some maybe on the in the parking lot. So I will describe some of it. So what is mural? So a mural is any piece of artwork, paint, or applied directly on a wall, ceiling, or other permanent surfaces. So what is the difference between the mural and the graffiti? And about the mural, it is done with permission, so it is legal, and usually the artists want to deliver some messages, and also the artists sign the painting with their real name. And about the graffiti, usually it is done without the permission, so it is maybe illegal, and it involves letter-based text, and also it is often made with spray paint. So the first mural was put on in the Chinatown in 2009, and the reason why we put a lot of murals in Chinatown is to fight against with graffiti. So the first one is about the lion dance. So this one it was created in 2011, and the lion dance was 2,000 years in Chinese culture. So there will be two stories about the lion dance. So the first story is long time ago, the king got a nightmare and saw a monster to save his life in his dream. So and he asked the journal, and the journal went to the Western countries to find that it was a lion, because there will be no lion in China. So you have to maybe find outside China to find it in the Western country. So they decide to make a lion with some materials and dance in different celebration that the lion saved the king's life. So there will be the first story about it, and there will be another story. So another story is a monster attacked the village during the Chinese New Year. So one day there was a monk visit the village and realized the story. So they made a fake lion with firecrackers and loud music to scare the monster away and keep them safe. So therefore, there will be a monk with big hat right here, leading the lion dance. So there will be different color, and there will be different lion dance. So after that, we are talking about Chinese zodiac. So this one is on the top of the Canton Block, I think so. So you can see maybe in the upper level in the city. So anyone knows about Chinese zodiac? So how many of it? Maybe you can type it in the chat room. So there will be 12 of it, and there will be a little bit a story about the Chinese zodiac. So the story is about the god order the animals to be designated as the sign of each year. So the first 12 animal arrive will be selected in a race. So in the past, cat and the rat were friends at that time. So on the day of the game, the rat called the cat to wake up, but it failed. So the rat went to the race by itself. And when the rat want to cross the rivers, so it invite the ox to help to carry it. So just when they were about to reach the end, the rat jumped in front of the ox and grabbed the first place. So therefore, the rat was the first one, and the cat got very angry and be unfriend with the rat forever. So these are all legends, so maybe don't take it so seriously. So there will be the 12. So the first one is the rat, and the second one is the ox, and the third one is the tiger. The fourth one is the rabbit, and the fifth one is the dragon, and the sixth is snake, and the seventh is the horse, and the eighth is the sheep, and the ninth is the monkey, and the 10th is the rooster, and 11 is the dog, and the 12th is a pig. So the next one, so this one is about the Chinese zodiac. So you can see which one are you in. So if you are before 1981, so maybe you can type in the chat room. So maybe I can tell you about it maybe after the Q&A, because right now I can see the chat room. So you can take a look for it for a few minutes or a few seconds to find that you are which one.
Marcus, sorry to interrupt you. You said that you can see the chat. So if someone sends an answer to your questions, would you like me to read them out to you throughout the presentation? It's okay.
Let me see. How can I see? Oops. Oh, okay. Oh, I can see the chat room right now.
Can you see?
Okay. Yeah, right now I can. Yeah, sure. So I can see. Yeah. So does anyone want to know their Chinese zodiac before the 1981? Okay, no one. 1946. So maybe I can take a look. So 1946 is about, it's a dog. So it is in the 11. So it's a dog. So word, anyone is okay? Any questions? Then maybe we move to the next slide. So, oops. So Beside the Silver Dragon restaurant, in this valley, there will be a lot of different kind of murals. So if you have any time, if you get any time, you can go to this valley to take a look for it. So just right here. So this one is the Silver Dragon restaurant, and it is beside of it. So this one is the establishment. So it was created in 2011. So it shows how Chinese people settle down. So you can see the convenience store right here, and maybe this one is the restaurant. So it is, I think, in the parking lot, or maybe in the valley. I'm not sure. So if you look closer, you will see different materials. So there will be the fortune cookie to be the cloud, and the chopstick to be the violin right here, and the soy sauce for the rooftop. So they will use the different materials to make it. So if you also maybe look a little bit, you can see there will be the noodle for the hat. Yeah, so there will be different kind of, and also in the next slide, you can see there will be the restaurant right here. And you can see there will be use the rice to make it for the leg. Maybe I think also the arms and also the face, is it? So there will be different kind of, but it will not to stick on it. So the murals is use the printer to print it and put it on the wall. But for the real one, they will use different kind of materials to make it. So just like a chopstick, and use the soy sauce, and use the noodle to make it for the head, and use the rice to make a person, to make people. So there will be different kind of. So next one is the revision of last fight. So back to the old days, in 1881. So there will be 70,000 Chinese came to Canada for building railway. They were treated unfair. So taking salary as an example, so the local guy got $3 per day, and Chinese only got 1 to 1.5 per day. So, and also they always work in dangerous places. So, so after the railway was built, they took picture to celebrate, but Chinese didn't include in the photos. That means the people will not know that the Chinese joined this building the railway. So after that, the government gave a part of the railway to Chinatown as a compensation. So this is the government give it to the Chinese community. So it will have the courage, and this one is the Chinese character of the courage. So you can see this one is the Chinese use this one to type in. So they use their own hand to build this Chinese word in the railway. So, any questions? Oh, so we were going to the next slide. So this one is the another murals. I think this one is in the parking lot. I'm not sure, is it opposite to the church, that one? I'm not sure, but maybe you can find in the Chinatown anywhere. So this one is the changing time, we call. So on the left side, there will be the past. So it is in the China, and going through to the right side is right now. So for the left side, for the dragon tail, so it was China, so it is in the past. And for the for the on the right side, there will be some kind of building. So you can guess what is this one? Anyone want to guess what is this building? It looks like. Yeah, there will be a correct answer that there is a bow building. Yeah, this one. And also, so this one is the present time. So it is the Calgary. So also there will be a signature building in Calgary. So this one is the Calgary Tower. So you can see that they will get some kind of signature building to get into these murals. And so in the middle part is a robot. So it means the future. So the future, maybe there will be the AI or the robot. So, and the robot was holding something. So does anyone knows what is this one? What is the drink that the robot holded? Yeah, this one is the bubble tea. Yeah, so this one is the bubble tea because the bubble tea is very common right now in the present time. So there will be very. So after that, we are going for this one, the Chinese West market and the Chinese character. So for the next, this one, what is it? You can think about it. So what is this for? Yeah. Maybe anyone you can guess. Yes. Oh, yes. The correct answer is the turtle. So you can see this one is the look like this, and you will change it to right now the Chinese character. So it will be the turtle. And for the next one, anyone want to guess? Is it difficult? Yes. So this one is the fish. So for the first one is this one, and change it to like this and like this. And right now, this is the Chinese character of the fish. So for the third one, another one. Anyone want to guess? Or maybe I can give the correct answer. Oh, yes. All the correct answer. So this one is a bird. So look like this and change it to this one and this one. And right now this is the last, right now the Chinese character. So also another in the murals, another character. Just maybe type in the chat room. No one can guess it. Sky, not probably. No, maybe I can give it the correct answer. So the correct answer should be the ship. So this one, you know, there will be this one. So it looks like the ship. And this one is the, right now, the Chinese character. So for the next one. Yes? Yes. Yes, it can be the house. So for this word, it means the family, but also you can say that it is a house. Yeah. So in this word, this is the Chinese character, so it can mean have different meanings. So it will have the house meaning and also the family. So this one is the house, and there will be a person. So this one is the oldest one, and change it to the right now. But the house is also correct. Yeah. So the last one. I think this one is a little bit difficult than before. Yeah. Well, it's a nice answer, but it is not a correct answer. Anyone want to guess? I think this one is a little bit. Oh, baby. No, really very close. Has, oh, yeah. I think a lot of people will guess the hat. So, but for in Chinese culture, this one will be the mountain. But also, in my opinion, I will guess that this is like the gold, because in the past history, there will be a gold look like this. So I will guess that this one is the gold, but it is the mountain. So it will like this and change it to this, and the last one. So this one is right now the Chinese character. So after that, we have the quiz time. So I will maybe give 30 seconds to a minute. You can answer in the chat room. So don't be shy. There will be no races, no race, no competition. So the first question is, how many Chinatown have we had before? So maybe you can just type in A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Just up to you. Hey, maybe you can take a look for the questions. How many Chinatown have we had before? So I think it was not included right now, this Chinatown. So maybe you can take it. Yeah. Good. So Anyone else? So I will maybe give it the correct answer. So the correct answer should be, yeah, B. So before that, we will have the first Chinatown and the second Chinatown. So right now, this one is the third Chinatown. So we will get two Chinatown before. So for the question 2, what was the animal the Chinese emperor saw in his dream? Yeah. Yeah, just type it. Yes, I think maybe a lot of people get the right answer. So yeah, it's very easy. So this one is the lion. So because of the lion, so there will be have the celebration of the lion dance that the lion saved the emperor's life in his dream. So there will be change it to become the lion dance. So for the question 3, how many animals in the Chinese zodiac? Okay. Yeah, I think it is a easy questions. So because the Chinese zodiac is very like the constellation in the Western countries. So yeah, so the correct answer is the 12. So it is very like the constellation, but it is for the 12 years. And so for the question 4, so how many dragons were inside the Chinese Cultural Center for the ceiling, on the ceiling? No, I'm not sure it's on the ceiling or the total, maybe the total dragons inside the Chinese Cultural Center. I think this one is a little bit difficult because there will be some similar numbers. Okay, just keep going. I see different answers, but just keep going. Maybe get some time to think about it. Because they are a little bit similar. Okay, that's good. Anyone else? So no one. Then I will maybe give out the correct answer. So for this one, it's the B, 561. So inside the Chinese Cultural Center, there will be 561 dragons and 40 phoenixes. So for the last question. So the question 5 is, what was the drink on the changing time mural? You know which one? So yes, maybe you can think about it. I think this one is easy question if you listen for the presentation. Yes. Okay, I saw a lot of people answer the correct answer, so I just give the correct answer. So there will be none of the above. So the robot was holding a bubble tea, So right now it's the common drinks in Calgary. I think so. Uh, I think yeah, maybe except coffee. So there will be no iced tea, no fruit punch, no chocolate milk. It's a bubble tea. So so there will be the end of the presentation. So there will be anyone want to ask for a question. So right now is the Q&A time.
I have to say, I really like the story about the church in Chinatown.
Yeah.
The one that is not the church anymore, but just the facade that was kept.
Yeah.
That was a mystery for me when I first saw, and it looked strange and couldn't figure out. Yes.
But there will be, so they are built in different time. So the building will be a little bit strange.
Yeah, no, but I am glad that they kept at least that. I really am, right? But as I said, I wasn't sure whether the service is happening behind in a different a building that was built there or not, and it took me a while to actually figure out the timeline of all that and how it all happened and everything.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm glad you touched base on that.
Yep.
Is there any other question? Okay, we do have something. I'll just read it to you. I live overseas for several years, and as I heard you tell about origins, the Chinese have always been strong people who overcome challenges, no matter how many or how hard. An example to us. That's just a comment. Thank you, Caroline.
Okay. Yes.
And there was also a comment earlier at the beginning from Fung Ling, Taima, saying Canton Block properties were purchased by the associations as the Chinese were not recognized as persons under quotation marks under the law. Similarly, churches could own properties. So that was at the beginning when you were at the beginning of your presentation. I just thought it's interesting to read to everyone.
Yeah. So the Canton Block is the oldest buildings in Chinatown because the first Chinatown and the second Chinatown will be moved around. So only the buildings settle down in the Chinatown. So the oldest building should be the Canton Block, and also the church is the oldest church. So there will be still some people maybe having the service on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. And Caroline also says, my thoughts about smallpox and attacks by people as a result, similar incorrect attacks as a result of COVID must stop. Of course, we agree. Absolutely must stop.
Yeah. Yeah, the situation is a little bit similar right now because, for the COVID, they came from the China. So right now, they will be a little bit similar to the first Chinatown situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
History repeats, unfortunately. Is there a day in the week when it isn't wise to go to Chinatown because many shops will be closed? That's a question from Caroline.
I think right now we open right now.
So are they open every day, or is there maybe some day in the week when they're closed and maybe better not to go then?
For the government policy, I think they are reopen right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still go around in the Chinatown, and you can go into the restaurant, that kind of different shops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but before, I think they are close a lot. I think just maybe take a look, not every day. But for the restaurant, there will be every day, but maybe some kind of different shops, they will maybe close on Saturday weekend. So yeah, I'm not very sure. So maybe you can take a look in the Google Maps. But for the murals, because they are in the outside on the wall or on in the parking lot, so you can go to look at it for any time, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Especially the valley beside the Silver Dragon restaurant. Yeah, so there will be, I think, some murals inside of it, so you can take a look for it. Yeah.
And there is a question, what is the population of Chinatown currently?
The population, so is it the number of the...
Yeah. Do you know how many people reside there? How many people live in Chinatown?
I'm not sure, because there will be a lot of Chinese. They are not living in the Chinatown. Maybe some kind, just like me, I will living in the Panorama. I think there will be some kind of Chinese, maybe they are living in the northwest. So the Chinatown is the place that the Chinese can go to have a gather or have the conversation, or if you are the local, the Canadian, you can also go to the cultural center to look at the history of the China or the Chinese, the history of the Chinatown, that kind of thing. So the Chinatown is the place that to get to spread the Chinese culture, and the place that the Chinese can gather together. So I'm not pretty sure how many population right in the Chinatown, but I think there will be a lot of Chinese maybe live outside the Chinatown in the center street or the northwest, but there will be a lot of maybe activity will be have in the Chinatown.
And there is a good comment by Fung Ling Faima. They say would have to access city census, and please note Chinatown population include Chinese and non-Chinese alike, which makes sense.
There will be, because Canada is an international country, so there will be different kind of people. So, but the Chinatown is the place that maybe everyone can knows more about the Chinese culture, or a place that there will be some activity about the Chinese culture.
If there is no any other question, I, on behalf of the library, would like to thank Marcus for doing this lovely presentation, and even more so for stepping in instead of your colleague who couldn't make it. Thank you so much. This was very interesting to hear, and Walt is here.
Thank you, Marcus, for making this interesting presentation, again, under less than ideal conditions. That wraps it up for today. Thank you all for joining us today. Please remember to check out our website at chinookhistory.ca for information regarding all historic Calgary programs.